Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It is Jen with Home Yunez Plans, and I am back with another memory spread. For this week, I will be planning out the week of December 7th through December 13th using this stunning kit called Merry and Bright from Sadie's Stickers in gold foil. And this week, I am extra special excited because this video is in collaboration with the one, the only, the amazing Viv from Vivluvstoplan. Yes, the planner mama herself, the creator of the Viv Wiggle. I finally mustered up the courage and asked her to do a collab with me, and she said yes, and I couldn't be more excited because it is a Christmas plan with me. So without any further ado, I'm going to speed you guys up, lay down the base of the spread, and then get back to you with the day-to-day and to give you a little bit more detail about this collab with Viv. Okay, so I first want to start off by giving a huge shout out and thank you to Viv for doing this collab with me. I've been watching Viv for so long. I originally found her budgeting videos and fell in love with her planning style, and I've been trying to work up the courage for so long to be like, I want to do a collab with you. And as of recently, she announced that she is no longer going to be doing YouTube after the end of this year. And I was like, now's your chance, Jen, you have to strike. So I reached out and I was like, hey, I love your videos. I would be so honored if you would do a collab with me. And she was like very gracious and was like, I would love to. And she came up with the idea for us to talk about Christmas movies, and that's just what sealed it for me. And that's when I realized she is my person, my spirit animal, and just everything good in this world. Because I love Christmas. I love Christmas movies. I am a Christmas baby. And yes, so Viv, thank you so much for doing this with me and for just chit-chatting about Christmas and Christmas movies. If you guys have never heard of Viv, well, first of all, how have you never heard of Viv? But she is on Instagram. It's Vivluvstoplan. I will have her Instagram linked below, and also her video. So make sure you check that out so you can hear her favorite Christmas movies as well. We're just going to go down the list and talk about our favorite Christmas movies and everything. So getting started, I want to first start off by talking about my Christmas movie traditions in my family. Christmas is like a big deal. The whole holiday season is a big deal, and we take it very seriously. So to start off the Christmas season, we all watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and then as soon as Santa Claus rides up on his float, that's when we can start watching Christmas movies. And the very first Christmas movie that we watch is Miracle on 34th Street with Richard Attenborough. And I love that movie. When I was younger, I didn't really understand the story. Like, I didn't understand why the heck they were taking Santa Claus to court. I was like, what is happening? And then as I got older and I actually understood the story, I just like fell in love with it more and more. And now as an adult, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I believe in Santa Claus. And just the way that Richard Attenborough portrays Santa Claus in that movie is just so heartwarming and just so amazing. And it kicks off my Christmas season and my family. It has ever since I can remember, and it's a tradition that I can't wait to pass on to my kids, because that's like the Christmas movie that gets the season started. The next movie that I want to talk about, which is like a close second, that's like pretty much the second movie that I like to watch, is the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. And growing up, that's what we called our cheat movie, because several weeks before Thanksgiving, it would come on like Disney Channel, or like, if you guys remember, it was like TGIF, and it was like, that's whenever Boy Meets World and like Sister would show up and everything. It would play on that. And so we could like get away and sneak with watching the Santa Claus. As long as we didn't put the VHS in the player itself, it was okay. It's like, oh, it's on TV, it doesn't matter. But that was kind of like such a cool origin story. I think Tim Allen did such a phenomenal job in those movies, and, you know, again, really brought a different perspective to Santa Claus and a different story, and just so great. And it stands the test of time. Like, I even to this day, I freaking adore those movies so much. I love the second one too. Toy Santa is so freaking funny, still makes me laugh so much. So love the Santa Claus movies. The next movie I want to talk about, well, actually, it's pretty much any movie by Rankin Bass. So like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, The Little Drummer Boy, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. But the one in particular that I want to talk about is the one called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. And it's another origin story, and it's kind of a lesser known Rankin Bass movie, but it's one of my dad's favorites. And I just remember as a kid, it was like really special whenever that one would come on. And we had it recorded on this really old VHS, and it was like so torn up. And so one year for Christmas, my older sister got on eBay and actually found the DVD for The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus and gave it to my dad for Christmas. And it's just like, it's one of those things that's like, it's so deeply ingrained in my childhood that I'm just like, oh, yes, Christmas. There's this one scene at the end, because the story is Santa was found by one of these, like, you know, immortals. So like, you know, Father Time, Mother Nature, stuff like that. And Santa Claus was found as a baby, a human baby, and raised with the immortals. And it's like the Council of the Immortals was trying to like council together and make Santa Claus immortal. And I don't know. It's really sweet. If you guys haven't seen it, seriously look it up. It's so good. So good. The next movie that I want to talk about is a movie that I didn't know was actually as popular as it is, but it is Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the comedian Sinbad. That movie is so quoted in my family. It's so freaking funny. So this movie was based on the Tickle Me Elmo craze. Back in like the 90s, whenever Tickle Me Elmo came out, everyone was like going nutso bonkers trying to get a Tickle Me Elmo. And in the movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character is a busy, you know, man at work and everything. And he was supposed to pick up a really popular toy for his son, but forgot to do it, and has to go out on Christmas Eve and try to find this doll, and just all the chaos that ensues of like Christmas shopping and everything. And it's so funny. Definitely a classic in my family. Love that one. The next one that I want to talk about is The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I love this movie for so many reasons. First of all, because it's The Grinch. Another one is because I'm obsessed with special effects makeup, and doing research as an adult interested in SFX, I learned that Jim Carrey had to actually study calming techniques like yoga breathing techniques while he had to put on the Grinch makeup, because it was so painful and torturous, and he had to sit still for so long. And it's like, I never thought about that, but like, Yeah, he was there for 8 hours putting on foam latex, fake fur, and there was actually an interview with him where he thought he was going to go blind because of the yellow contacts. So it's just like, bravo to him, first of all, for going through that every day while filming The Grinch. So I just, oh, classic. Love that movie. The next one that I want to talk about is A Muppet Christmas Carol with Michael Caine playing Scrooge. This movie, first of all, I love musicals like so much. Like it makes my heart soar. And the music in this movie just is so great. And I think it's such a cool representation of A Christmas Carol. Like, oh, the puppetry work, like some of like the custom puppets that they made for like the three ghosts and everything is so freaking cool. And if you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. It's definitely one of my favorites, one of my family's favorites, and the songs get stuck in my head. And of course, Michael Caine does such an amazing job playing Scrooge. Probably one of my absolute favorite Scrooge performances out of all the Christmas carols that I've seen. Like, and I've seen a lot. The next one that I want to talk about is the Home Alone series, particularly 1 and 2. I love these movies, first of all. Love them so, so much. Marv and Harry are some of my favorites. I quote Marv from Home Alone 2 whenever he falls in the hole and he looks up and he goes, "Wow, what a hole." Me and my sister-in-law quote that all the time. But something I was folding my laundry and I was watching Home Alone 1 and I had to pause the movie and like call my sister and go on a rant because it's like Kevin really gets a bad rap. Like, why didn't anyone think to like ask Buzz, like, why the heck were you picking on him? Like, what the heck? A lot of this could have been avoided if Buzz was just not being so mean to him. But I guess, then we wouldn't have had a story and the movie wouldn't exist and that would make me sad. So, yeah, love Home Alone. So good. The next one I want to talk about is A Christmas Story, the story of Ralphie trying to get a Red Ryder carbine. And it's funny. So my grandpa grew up in that time era and he used to love watching that movie because he remembers being that age and wanting a Red Ryder BB gun himself and everything. And he remembers going through the struggles of everyone telling him, "No, you'll shoot your eye out. It's too dangerous. You can't have it." And so I just have this like very distinct memory of my grandpa, my mom's dad, sitting on our couch watching that movie on Christmas Day, just belly laughing, the deepest belly laugh ever, because it reminded him of when he was younger. And listen, I still laugh to this day when I watch that movie. It's a classic. I absolutely adore A Christmas Story. The next movie that I want to talk about is another Christmas Carol interpretation. And this is actually a full musical with Albert Finney, and it's called Scrooge. And Albert Finney plays Scrooge. And this one and A Muppet Christmas Carol are absolutely my two 100% favorite portrayals of A Christmas Carol. Albert Finney kills it as Scrooge. I love the music in it. Of course, the story of A Christmas Carol is it's so cool. It's turning a miser's heart around and teaching him to have, goodwill and love for his fellow men and appreciating the spirit of Christmas and everything. Of course, it means they go about it in a really scary way, but it's just, at the very end of the movie, something that resonates with me is the fact that he turns around and in the happiest, most joyful way, he looks at everyone and goes, "Merry Christmas!" And every time we watch that, it's a tradition in my family. We watch that on Christmas Eve, and every time that scene happens, it brings tears to my dad's eyes because of just how happy and wholesome it is. And I don't know why I'm gonna get choked up when I talk about it, but it's just that movie I think I love so much because it brings my family together. It's such a tradition. We all sit around. My mom makes her infamous baked potato soup, and we have the Christmas lights on, and we turn on Scrooge and just sit back and watch this movie as a family. And that ending scene whenever, you know, Scrooge has his change of heart and he's going around telling everybody that he's had his change of heart and everything, and he looks out at the crowd and with like the most genuine love and compassion goes, "Merry Christmas." It's so sweet, and I highly recommend everyone check this movie out. And then the last Christmas movie tradition that I'm going to talk about is on Christmas Day, me and my family watch the movie It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. I love that movie so much. It's such a good, like, representation and way to explain, hey, be grateful for what you have. Don't let yourself sit there and think about the negative, and, you know, think about the good that you've done for people, because you never know how you've impacted someone's life. So anyways, I could talk about Christmas movies for hours, but obviously I don't have that much time. I want to thank Viv so much for doing this with me. I have enjoyed talking about Christmas movies so much. I cannot wait to watch her video and see what movies she picked. If you're coming to me from Viv's channel, hi, I'm Jen. I do planner things, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. Leave me a comment telling me what some of your favorite Christmas movie traditions are. Maybe it's one that I haven't seen, and I'll definitely check that one out. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you're having a great day. Bye.